Oh, don't worry. No, I think we can both do it. Oh, there we are.
Okay, well,
Hello.
hello everyone. Welcome. It is 11 o'clock, and we are here with your 6 to 7 focus. Um, my name is Seth Knight. I'm a teacher at Milano Meravigli in the center of Milan. Today I changed up my bed. Do you notice it's a little different? Today I'm
Hmm.
sitting on my bed. So uh,
Nice.
change of scene. So, um, and who are you?
Me or
Yes, who
them?
are you? And
Okay. Hi
them.
guys. Hi guys. So I'm Lisa. So I work with Seth, who is over here. There we go. Over here. um, so I work also in Milano Marvili. I am from Ireland. And I've been living in Italy for 2.5 years. So very happy that you're all joining us. Please tell us your name, where you're from. If you want, you can tell us a bit about yourself. Please introduce yourself because we want you to speak to us throughout this. Okay,
Yeah, I see. Already
to
we have
chat,
three
chat to us.
people. Hello, Carla. Hello,
Hello.
Sabrina. And hello, Antonella. Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Nice.
I hope
Welcome,
you've all had
welcome.
a nice coffee this morning.
I think there's gonna be another one coming after this. Good morning, gays. Watch out
Me
for
too.
spelling. Some people won't care about this, but be careful. Uh, good morning, guys.
with
Gays and
with a
guys.
U, with a U,
Big
guys.
difference in English. Oh, nice. And Carlos is in Lyon. So we have a Spanish man living in France following a lesson in Italy. Wow. Wow. Cool.
How international of us.
Yeah, yeah. Luca in Novara. Nice. Oh goodness, 14 people we're up to. We got a big group today. Wonderful. Sabrina,
We're
28 from
so
Genova.
popular. We're always just so popular.
It's wonderful. It makes it really nice. So you guys, our lesson today, I will let you continue with the people showing up if you want to share. Um,
Yeah,
so
of
today
course.
we're looking at this is a really good one for the past. So please, you guys tell us anything, questions that you see on the screen. Type an answer, and when we see your response, we will grab it, we will share it, we will help you, we will correct things. You can help guide our conversation. So please, anything you want to write, questions about vocabulary, anything. Um, it helps.
Questions
It
for
helps
us
make
if you
everything
want
a
to
lot more
interview
fun.
us.
Questions for us, yeah. So today our oh, have I shared this yet? I have not. I'm sharing it for me, but not for anyone else.
No problem.
Here is what we are doing. I was like talking about our lesson because she doesn't know what it is. There it is. Oh, no, it's not
Sorry.
there. Oh, I'm having a horrible time. There it is. Okay.
It
There it
takes a
is.
second. It takes a second. Don't worry.
Goodness.
Sorry, I
So,
I didn't realize. Oh,
no,
and
no.
hello,
I will
Maria.
hear. I was looking at the lesson in the other window and thinking, like, okay, jump in, take it, take it. So, today, our lesson talking about, I'm going too fast, talking about the past.
Hmm.
Obviously, really great for practice using the past. In particular, today we're talking about ourselves and the experiences we've had, and looking and practicing the difference between past simple and past continuous, which we use to do. Past continuous sort of gives us what, like the general background of our story, so that our listener can understand what happened. So a good lesson, and lots of opportunities for you guys to share with us. Goodness, so many people.
Exactly.
Wow. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's great, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. So we hope this will be a good opportunity for you to practice and also share with us some of your stories, and we'll do the
Yeah.
same. Okay.
Yeah. Goodness, we have
Fantastic.
like all of Italy too. We have
Yeah,
from
everywhere.
Veneto to Naples, Genova, we have everyone. Salerno, we have everyone.
Mhm. And
Excellent.
then
Or
also, yeah, also some people in Leon.
oh, and yes, right. Goodness, cool. All right, here we go. First, so some great questions for you guys to begin typing your answers to while Lisa and I chat about them. Do you want to take over from here for a moment?
Yeah, of course. So the first question we have here, so talking about the past, where were you born and raised? Okay, where were you born and raised? Okay, but if you want, you can put these together, okay? Because maybe, okay, I was born, so for example, I was born in the east of Ireland, but I was raised in the west. So
Hmm.
maybe it's different. Maybe you were born in one place and you were raised in another place, but you can put it together. Okay, put it together. Or maybe it's just one place. Okay. And then also, where and what did you study? So in this case, you can give an example speaking about primary school, high school, secondary school, whichever applies for you. Or you can just talk about university or your studies for your degree. Okay, so you can use these as examples. Okay, so we'll give you a little bit of time. If you want, you can just write that as a big message. Okay, a little bit of
Yeah,
a, a biography, a mini biography. um,
perfect.
so we'll give you a bit of time to do that. And in the meantime, we'll discuss these questions as well, just to give you some examples. Seth,
Yeah.
where were you born and raised?
Well, I was born in Kansas City, Missouri, which is
Hmm,
kind of like right in the center of the United States.
yeah.
However, I lived there for like 3 months. I have no memory of Missouri, nothing,
Ah.
because we moved when I was very, very, very small to Ohio. And so, Ohio, when I think of my home, where I was raised, definitely Ohio. Um, yeah, my whole life. And then I studied there. So the next question, where did I study? All of my schooling also in so primary school, secondary school, and university, all in Ohio. And yeah, there it is. How about you? I already know you're from the east,
Excellent.
but then grew up in the west.
Exactly. Well, the reason for that is my family, we moved a little bit because my father is a policeman. So as a policeman in a different area, for when you finish the academy, so he was placed in another area and then eventually placed in an area closer to where my family are from. So that's why we moved. um, so I was raised and grew up. I grew up in the northwest of Ireland, so
Mhm.
near the Atlantic Ocean, near the coast. And I studied there. Okay, up until high school, I studied there. But I went to university back in the east in Dublin. Okay, so I
Cool.
went to university in Dublin and I studied architecture, which has
Mhm.
absolutely nothing to do with teaching. But here we are.
uh, nice. I studied music, which also there's a small connection with teaching because I directed choirs. And
Mm.
when I was working as a musician with choirs, I didn't recognize that I was teaching. But when
Hmm.
I began teaching this way, teaching English, I realized a lot of the skills from directing, you have a big group of people in front of you and you're teaching them
Yeah,
music. I just never made that connection that it's teaching is teaching. It's all the same. So
yeah,
um, so I took that.
yeah. It's true.
Um, yeah, yeah.
So we have
Let's
some
look.
more people joining us.
Yeah. So Maria Pia says, I was born in Salerno, and oops, also I was raised in
Hmm.
Salerno too. I was
Exactly.
born, I was raised. Nice.
And you can also say, so guys, if it's the same place, you can also just say, I was born and raised in. Okay, I was born and raised in Salerno.
Hmm. Oh wow, our next one. We have a biography to share. We have a biography to share. Beautiful.
Fantastic. Love this. That's what we want.
A- And a really cool name. Use Mary. That's a new name for me. I love that. I was
Lovely.
born in Venezuela and I was raised in Venezuela. I live in Italy. Oh, remember past sorry, present perfect. I have
Hmm.
lived in Italy for 3 years. Um, Maybe we can look at that after. That's a good thing for this level.
Hmm.
I studied at the Universidad de Oriente. I don't speak Spanish. I'm a petroleum engineer. Wow. And I also studied or also did an MBA, Master of Business Administration. Wow. Great job. Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow. So
Amazing.
many, yeah, there's 1,000 things coming in here. Do you want to take one? And I'm going to write up a
Yeah, of
little
course.
present
Perfect.
perfect
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, I'm going to scroll back up. So Luca has, okay, so I was born and raised, fantastic. So you use that. I was born and raised in Navarra, and I attended high school in Navarra as well. That's perfect. Really, really good example. Okay, I was born and raised in Navarra, and I attended high school in Navarra. Okay, and then hi, Gabriele, you've just joined. You're living in Florence. So I was born in Sardinia, but I live in Florence. Okay, excellent. Then Carla. So Carla says, I was born in Riberalta, I think, a little village in the Bolivia Amazon. Wow, amazing. So near
Wow,
the
cool
ne-
group.
very, very international, guys. Near to the frontier with Brazil. Okay, maybe here you mean the border to Brazil, the border. An amazing and wild place. I'm sure I can imagine. It must be so amazing. Wow. Really good. So yeah,
Yeah,
so just that we would say the border. So when there's like for example the border between
I spelled it wrong.
Italy and
Dang it.
Switzerland. Okay. Don't worry.
I wrote a comment and I spelled it wrong.
That's okay.
Ah,
Okay, very good. Excellent. And then, so, oh wow. Okay, I'm going to keep going because we've got lots coming in. So, Stefania, I was born and raised in Fermo in Marche. Okay, fantastic. But I live in Rome. Okay, so we'll look at this again. I've lived in Rome for 10 years. So, we'll look at this in more detail how we use this because this is the present perfect. I Okay, so in this case, you can just use the past simple to say I studied. Okay, I studied primary and secondary school in Marche. Okay, um, okay, and I studied in university in Rome. Okay, you can say it this way. I studied in Rome, or I studied at university in Rome, and I graduated in archaeology. Excellent. Wow.
cool.
And then raised in Santa Cruz. Okay. And then Alessio, I was born and raised in Naples. I studied at Economic University and now I'm a business consultant. Excellent. Really nice.
Wow, yeah.
Okay, so before we read some more, Seth, do you want to talk a little bit about the present perfect?
Yeah, and before I do that also, like, so I rechanged my spelling and my first spelling was correct. I don't know what's happened. This is the correct spelling of border. This is the correct spelling. And then I went and changed it. I don't know. Anyway, but yes, so present perfect. So remember, present perfect really good for this 6-7 level. We spend a lot of time. So remember that for present perfect, it does not exist in Italian. So a little difficult, a new idea. Um, the present perfect is used for us to talk about something that began in the past, but somehow is still important, still continuing now. So it's an interesting idea. The structure, we have a subject, and then we have the verb has or have that we need to conjugate. And then we have I have the I am not thinking of grammar today. The
No
past
problem.
participle. So
Exactly.
an example. Please fix me if I'm wrong. My goodness.
No, you're
So
right. Yeah. Subject have, and the past participle.
so the example a lot of us are using now are I have lived. I have lived in Italy. I have lived, or I have studied. I have worked. We use this often, especially these three verbs happen a lot in present perfect because it started in the past, but we're doing it also now. Um,
Mhm.
and then, so that's the basic structure. And then the other two really important parts of it to remember are f- uh, for and since to give the
Mhm.
time. So
Exactly.
for is for the how do we say it? So for is for the duration of time. So for
Mhm.
3 years, and since is to give the precise moment when something began. So,
Exactly.
like I have lived in Milan for 3.5 years duration, or I have lived in Milan since 2017, the precise moment. So, lots of
Exactly.
things, lots of pieces to remember in there.
And yeah, which I hope isn't too confusing, but we have a good question from Simone here about I have been living. So if we say I have been living in Italy since, okay? So is this incorrect?
This
Because
is
it's
not
continuous.
incorrect. Yeah, so there's also present perfect continuous. For now, it's not something you need to be too concerned about. With
Mhm.
verbs like living, what are the verbs? Living, working, maybe
Studying.
studying. We use
Mm,
both and we don't, it
yeah,
makes no difference to us.
exactly. So yeah, these are kind of exceptions where we can say I have lived or I have been living, and it has the same meaning. Okay, but yeah, that's gonna confuse everyone. um, and also here as well. So Alessio, is it right to say, for example, I am living in Rome for so? Mm,
I am living in Rome just means right now, today, I'm living in
mm,
Rome. Um, but with for, this is very Italian. This is an
mm,
Italian way of express it. It's your Italian grammar in English. Um, I think a person will understand this. Don't you think, Lisa? If someone said this to you, we understand,
we'll know the meaning, but it sounds incorrect.
but we
So
understand that, yeah, that you've made a mistake.
exactly, because we would say I've lived in Rome for 4 or 5 years, or I've
Mhm,
been living, or I've been living. Okay,
mhm.
so just like this. So we would say it this way.
Yeah.
So with the have, so it's important to remember with the have, we can break it down. We can say I've instead. Okay, I've lived.
Hmm.
So it's shorter.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. It just takes practice. It takes practice, but it's really good to know.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't know where you left off, but if you want to share a few, we have a lot, so many people writing. Writing is beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, I just have a few more. I have a few more here. So we have, okay, so just want to make sure I don't miss anyone. Okay, okay, perfect. Okay, so Nicoletta. So I was born in Chioggia, where I live now. Where I live now, I studied at the University of Padua, one of the oldest universities in Italy and perhaps in the world. Lovely.
Yeah, and
Brilliant.
perfect sentence. Beautiful sentence. Nice. Thank you.
Excellent. Really, really good. And then we have Sabrina. Do you want to read this one, Seth?
Sure. Sabrina says, I was born in Crotone in the south of Italy And ooh, we really want to do it this way today. I was born, I
Mm.
was raised in Genova in the north. My primary school was in Busalla near Genova, and then I attended university in the center of Genova. I graduated in, and then I think maybe
So
she didn't finish. Oh, thank
dental
you.
hygiene. Dental
In dental
hygiene.
hygiene. Yeah. The
Exactly.
hygienist is the person, Sabrina. So you
Mm.
are a dental hygienist, and dental hygiene is the what you study, the
Subject.
field. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So in that case, we would say I graduated in dental hygiene. Okay, in
Hmm.
dental hygiene. But perfect. And then Roberta. So Roberta, like Rasta said, I'm Roberta, and I'm from Sicily. So you can just say I'm from Sicily. Okay, I was born in Palermo, but I grew. So remember, past. So even though it's a phrasal verb, past tense of the verb. So I grew up in Corleone. Okay, I grew up. I studied there. Okay, so I studied there all through school,
Hmm.
or for every school. We could say for every school or all through school.
Hmm.
And I studied at university in Palermo and after in Turin. Okay, Torino.
Turin. Yeah.
Very good.
Wow.
Okay, really good. And then Piero. So I was born and raised in Bologna. I attended secondary school in Bologna. I did a 3-year course as a mechanical designer.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Really,
Great
really
job.
good. Really, really good. Okay, and then oh my God, we have more.
Yeah. I don't.
Just keeps happening.
Yeah, maybe I'll take down the banner so that we stop answering the questions for a moment so we can continue. Thank you. Thank you. Stop.
Yeah. Okay, very good. I studied primary, secondary school in Santa Cruz, in Sierra. I studied economy at the university, but at the same time, I studied theater, and now I'm an actress and a
Ooh,
secretary.
very
Wow,
cool.
fantastic. Really
Yeah.
interesting. Guys, you have such a
Yeah.
diverse
Yeah, we have
background.
a really great group today. It's really cool.
And then, okay, Gabriele, I've lived. Fantastic example. I've lived in Cagliari for 29 years. Oh no, sorry,
Yeah,
I
this
take
is
it
a
back.
Gabriele, this is a beautiful you've made a beautifully wrong sentence and it's perfect for us to teach. Thank
Yeah.
you. Go ahead, Lisa.
Okay, so the beginning was perfect. The
I'll
beginning,
write the correct one.
yeah, the beginning was perfect, okay, because I've lived in Cagliari for 29 years. But when you say this sounds like you are still living in Cagliari, okay? But because we know from the end of the sentence, you don't live in Cagliari anymore, okay? So the present perfect, remember, it relates to the present and the past. So when you say, I've lived there, okay, that means you're still there because it's, I lived there since or for this duration, and now I am still there. So, me, I'm in Milan. So, I've lived in Milan for 2.5 years, okay, because I'm still here. So, in this case, you would just use, because I lived, you would just use the past simple. I lived in Cagliari for 29 years and now I live in Florence. Okay, now I live in Florence, or I've lived in Florence for the last 3 years. Okay, for the
Mhm.
last 3 years.
This is yeah, exactly. So we have to do a little bit more in English for to show the change. And so I've lived in
Mm,
Cagliari for 29 years. I lived, it's finished. And now I
mm-hmm,
live in Florence. I've lived here for 3
mm-hmm.
years. We have to do, or yeah, we have to do a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. So because if we're trying to use both, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Okay, so yeah, but
writing this.
it's a re it's a really good example because yeah, if you want to use the present perfect, we have to put the past in the past and then differentiate. Perfect.
My writing is just horrible. I'm so sorry
No,
for these
it's good.
mistakes. It's horrible. But I've lived in Cagliari Inn. Come on. I've lived in Cagliari
Oh,
for 29 years, finished, and now I live in
yeah,
Florence. I've lived here for 3 years. So cool. Thank you for your
exactly.
mistake, Gabriele.
Very good.
Good mistake. All
Excellent.
right,
Yeah,
I'm
but
going to move
it is
forward.
confusing.
It is. It is. Next, looking at some of these verbs. This is good, so please pay attention, especially to the ones like with the was, I was born, I was raised, because we're making quite a few errors with that today. So
Mm.
check yourself. Complete the short autobiography. Um, at home, if you guys want to start connecting, start sending us some answers. Otherwise, Lisa,
Mhm.
I'll let you read and make some
Yeah,
connections.
of course. So yeah, so guys, let us know if you can match them up. You can match these up with the correct answer. So the first one. So maybe I'll just read the beginnings and the endings to give the guys a chance. So I was born. I grew up just. I went to. I studied both. Okay, so two things. I worked at. I went back to. Okay. So our options for the endings are in the country,
Hmm.
an art school, outside of Vienna, school to get a master's in art history, a gallery for a while, and history and visual arts. Okay, history and visual arts. So it's a little bit difficult to match these up. So even if you want to assign like a number and a letter, like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then A, B, C, D, E.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I was born, I would imagine here we want to talk about either a time or a place.
Hmm. I see two
So,
answers that I think could be correct.
hmm, yeah, exactly. So either I could say I was born in the country
Hmm.
if I'm referring to the countryside,
Yes.
but probably perfect, like the guys say, probably it's more
Yeah. Yeah.
likely I was
Oh.
born outside of Vienna.
Yeah, so they have
Oh,
it hooked up here with, but both of them grammatically can make
yeah,
sense.
yeah. So,
So,
guys, both of these make sense. They both make sense.
mhm,
So yeah, you can say in the country, referring to the countryside. Okay, the
mhm.
countryside. But yeah, perfect. So Alessio has a suggestion here for I grew up.
I grew up just perfect. Yeah. Can you just what like just because just is used a lot. What is just doing here for us?
In this case, just outside, it's like a little bit outside of, just outside. So like we
Hmm.
were talking earlier about the border. So just outside would be near the border, near the border.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, really good, guys. That's excellent.
Yeah, a lot of people putting
And
the
then
answers. Thank you.
then I went to, again, we can have multiple answers, but
Yeah,
I
but
think
there's one
one
of
is
them that
more
makes
correct.
sense. Yeah, yeah. I went to because we need a place.
Mhm.
And again, because we're talking about our past,
Mhm.
there are two of them that grammatically could make sense, but one of them I for a while, if we're telling a story about our past, this doesn't really make sense to an art school because we're telling about who we are. Um, if I
Mhm.
was describing to you my day, like if I was telling you to, I'm in Barcelona and you said, "Oh, well, what did you do on Tuesday?" I might say, "Oh, on Tuesday I went to an
Mm,
art gallery for a while." But if I'm telling you
mm.
about my past, yeah, it doesn't make sense in that
Yeah,
context. So
talking more about you went to for a significant place.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I went to school,
So
or I'm looking at some of our comments
most
because we
of
have
the
lots
guys
of
say,
things.
yeah, there's a mix. There's a mix. Luca is right. Okay. So in this case, I went to an art school. But it's
Oh, I'm sorry,
still
this one
okay, isn't
too
it?
could make sense.
It's
Which
still
one?
okay to say I went to school to get a master's in art history, which is what a lot of
That's
people
true.
said too.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, I missed that one, but yes, also. So three of them here, depending on our context,
Hmm.
could
Yeah,
make sense. Yeah. All right. Next, I studied both. So both, that one makes it pretty easy for us because both meaning two things, and we only have one option, don't we?
exactly. So exactly,
We
Elisa has
studied
this
both.
perfect as well. And so do all the guys
Mhm.
actually.
Nice job, Elisa.
Fantastic.
Everyone's.
Really good.
I'll let you do the last two, Lisa.
Very good. Okay, so then it gets easier. Process of elimination, it gets easier as we go down. So I worked at, okay, I worked at. So here we need a place, okay, a place that we worked at. Oh, fantastic. Amazing. That's okay, Seth, don't worry about the screen. We'll get it sorted. So we have, I worked at a gallery for a while. Fantastic. I worked at a gallery for a while. Oh, hello, Rita. Sorry, hello. One of our students.
Ah, yeah, Rita. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, of course. I worked at a gallery for a while. Perfect. That's great. Hello. So really good. So as I said, it gets easier as the time goes on. And basically, in this case, so we can remove. Sorry, I'm going to just remove the stream from the screen. So remove it. And okay, so really, really good. So that's really good practice. Oh my god, my face is huge now. Oh, okay, it's not working. Okay, guys, we're gonna just gonna get this fixed. But yeah, so these are all examples of talking about the past. So we might just Seth, can you hear me?
I'm just wondering if can you guys tell us? Can you see the screen? Okay, because everyone's doing answering very well. Maybe
No.
it's not a problem for
So
them.
base so basically what happens is we have to disconnect, so unshare it completely and reshare it.
Okay,
And then it will,
got it.
yeah, it will yeah, it's I don't know
Hello,
why. It just
friend.
reconnects for a while. But yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know why it happens to me too. But yeah.
Well, and then
So
I'm
really,
gonna
really
take
good. I think
that.
most of those we got, which is perfect. Okay.
Mhm. I'm
Okay.
gonna
So
jump right to here we go. Sharing again. Hopefully
don't worry,
this
guys, we're
will.
resharing it. Yeah, they're just telling us that they couldn't see it either.
There it is. Okay. Okay, so we've looked at these different things. Let me just real fast. Shall we move on? Let's move on, yeah, because we're doing a good job with
Yeah.
this. So another little piece of now moving towards the grammar. So we've looked at these different things to talk about what we've done, and I think this is kind of exciting. I don't know why. I'm a nerd for tenses. Um,
Yeah.
so talking about our experiences. So when we're telling a story, I'll ask you a question. And at home, if you know the answers, please tell us the answers. question number one. What tense is used to talk about a finished action in the past? And then the second question, which tense is used to talk about something in progress in the past? I
Mhm.
think we've already said from the very beginning of the lesson we touched
We
for a
mentioned
moment.
a
Yeah.
little, and then we went. So, guys, we went off a little bit. Oh, perfect! Yay! They've got it.
Yes. Yeah, so the first
Fantastic.
one, past simple. For something that's finished, we use past simple. And what are the, for regular verbs, what are our important letters for regular verbs? How do we change the verbs? And then the same question for the second, which was, some of us have written this, right? The second is the past continuous. Can any of you maybe write an example or tell us the structure? How do we make these sentences? Lisa, while maybe we wait
Exactly.
for
So
them
give
to
us.
tell us how we form these, do you want to tell us
Mhm.
like the example, like why we would be switching when we're talking about experience?
Yeah. So, for example, so I'll give two examples. Okay. So, if I say I worked in a marketing agency in Dublin. Okay, I worked at a marketing agency in Dublin before I moved to Italy. Okay, before I moved to Italy. So finished action, it's in the past. Okay, finished action. That's just a statement in a way. Whereas if I say I was working, I was working at an agency when I decided to move to Italy. Okay,
Hmm.
so that is the action I'm talking about. This was in progress. So I was working in progress when I decided.
Yeah. It's interesting too when you said I was working, my body, my inside wants more. It knows something else is coming. I was
Exactly.
working. It's not
Exactly.
enough. There's more.
It, it's like I was doing something when something else happened,
Yeah. I was trying to
usually.
get some nice examples from some people while
Yeah.
I was studying the classic example. Beautiful.
Fantastic.
So the interrupted action, very nice.
Uh-huh.
Um, Simona says, I was waiting, my friend. We're missing in English. We need a preposition. I was waiting for my friend, to wait for.
Exactly.
Uh, Another classic one, while I was having a shower, the bell. What's better than the bell? What would we say?
The doorbell.
The doorbell. In English, a
Yeah,
bell is just ding-a-ling-a-ling,
exactly.
ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling. The
So it's
doorbell is citofono.
exactly. Or even we say colloquially, the buzzer. The buzzer rang.
The buzzer, yeah.
Yeah, the buzzer, because usually now it makes the big sound.
Yeah. Yesterday, I had an interview, example one, past, the finished action. We've got a lot of
Excellent.
these interrupted. I was eating when the doorbell rang. I studied
Perfect.
English. Ooh, ooh. Um, this one, I think I would use a double past
Mm.
continuous because they're both long actions. So it
Mm.
is okay to say, I was studying while I was cooking. That's okay. When the both of the actions are long actions,
Together.
uh, we can have two continuous phrases.
Hmm.
I went to Sicily last Christmas. I was in
Perfect.
Sicily last Christmas as well. Oh my gosh. While I was studying, there was an earthquake. I hope that this is not true. That was terrifying.
It's just happening right
Um,
now.
yeah, I was living in Sicily when, okay, they've definitely got this down. They are
Yeah,
doing just fine with this.
amazing.
So we are
Fantastic.
going to jump past this so we can get on to the next part. Great job, you guys. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Really,
Okay.
really good.
Oh, Elisa, I do not know what this means. while I was studying, I did Pony Express.
I thought
What's
that
Pony Express?
I thought it was like a ship, a courier, no?
Is it? Well, because the Pony Express in the United States, the original post office service in the West was called the Pony Express
Yeah.
because the people rode horses.
Yeah.
But I don't know how, in this sentence what
So
that would
so
mean.
I think it's still a courier service. So maybe in
Oh,
this
is it?
case
Okay.
they mean like I I sent or I called Pony Express. I think it depends.
She was a Oh, so while
Ah,
I now I get it. So while
yeah.
you were studying at university, you were a delivery girl.
Okay. So in this case, probably I worked for Pony Express
Okay. Yeah.
while I was studying.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So my
Yeah.
American mind went to 19th century Pony Express riders. So
Yeah, because
cool.
I was thinking of did Pony Express like I prepared. I didn't think of doing it as a job.
As a
So yeah.
job, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so we can
Okay.
use did as a job. Nice. All right. So let us look bit. So they have read this quickly, but you guys are all doing what we need.
Mhm.
So I grew up in the country, excuse me, in the countryside just outside of Seattle. My parents bought a farmhouse there before I was born. They were trying to live a simple rural life. Yeah, so
Mhm.
some uses of these two tenses, which you guys are already doing great. So we're going to for us because these are just nice always to hear a second time the details.
Sure. Of course. So it's just kind of to go over a little bit about the past simple. So obviously we know it's used to talk about experiences which often have a specified or a specific time in the past. So like your examples, I went to the Caribbean last year, or we went. And then if it was a continuous action, we use the past continuous. So for example, what were you doing last night? We were dancing at a beach nightclub, which unfortunately none of us were doing because we can't leave the house. Uh,
No.
um, and then so you can remember, so this is, so we were dancing, it's a specific continuous action at a point in time. So what were you doing? Whereas a lot of the examples you guys have given are interrupting actions or things that were
Mhm.
happening kind of simultaneously. So we were swimming in the ocean when we saw a sea turtle. Ooh, pretty.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay,
Nice. Yeah.
exactly. Really good.
Cool,
So yeah,
cool.
we can use
I
it
think
in
we've got
both
a
ways.
few. Yeah. So then, and you guys are already doing super great with this. So we will continue to one more step. So
Hmm.
to announce the interruptions, we can use when or while, but we use these in a specific way. So once again at home, you can begin telling us. So we use
Exactly.
to introduce the past simple. We use
Hmm.
to introduce past continuous. So, um, which word do we use to introduce the
Fantastic.
various tenses? There it is. Yeah,
Straight
great job, you guys.
straight in there, Luca and Rita and Sabrina. So fantastic.
So we use when. Good job, you guys. We use when to introduce the past simple. So when I called my mother,
Hmm.
she did not answer. Which is not true because she
That's
always answers.
that's never true. It's the
That's
opposite,
never
Seth.
true. I know.
When my
And then we,
mother
you know,
called, I did not answer.
yeah, maybe it's that way. Jeez. Especially lately, my gosh, we have to have our daily talk of fear and trembling about the virus. We use
Yeah.
while to introduce past. While my mother was talking to me, I was not listening. There, that's not true either. I listened, but
But I think
so
everyone can relate.
yes. I love my mother. I mean, come on, of
Uh,
course, but moms are moms. Ah, I love practice
exactly.
like this.
No, like
Go ahead, Lisa.
I know, me too. No, I was just gonna say, like my mom at the minute, because I'm not feeling well, I have to give a daily temperature update. So, you know.
Oh boy, yeah. Nice, nice.
Oh
Yep.
dear Lord. So guys, yeah, take a look at these. Okay, take a look at which should. So we're looking for which should be either past simple or past continuous. So take a look and write to us. This is probably going to be our final activity because we're almost
Mhm.
out of time. But yeah, take a look at these. So for example, the first one, I sleep when the pizza man arrive. Okay, so you have to decide what should go in there. Okay, what should go
Mhm.
in there? Fantastic. Okay. So the guys have already started giving us the answers.
Nice. So, can you read them for me so that I don't give away? Just
Yep. So Alessio says, I was sleeping when the pizza man arrived.
perfect. Yep. Interrupted action. I was sleeping when the pizza man arrived. Nice.
Brilliant. Great. Excellent. So Luca, Sabrina, fantastic. Larita, really, really good. And then she, a celebrity, while she drive to work last weekend.
Again, I see them
Okay.
coming. A few people.
Uh-huh.
Nice. So she saw, I see Sabrina, Rita, Alessio, Luca, a lot of people. So she saw a celebrity finished
Mm-hmm.
while she was driving. While she was driving.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Excellent, guys.
Uh,
Really, really good.
nice. So three, I'll start it. So the people, soccer in the park when it to rain. Man, Alessio's on it every time. He's like on it.
He's
Uh,
ahead of us. He's before
Alessio,
us.
Rita, Luca. I think so. I think that they're working ahead, which is just fine. Um, so the people. Here we have when, so we know when wants simple, so we know our first one needs to be continuous. The people were playing soccer,
hmm
long action, when it started to rain. You want to take the last one?
Excellent, sure. And then the last one. So he text. Well, he. Sorry, the film. Okay. And Luca is straight in there, and also Rita. So they say
Yeah,
texted. He texted while he was watching the film
yeah. I
because we have while.
this yeah, and both this to me is there a difference between he texted while he was watching or he was texting while he was watching? To me there's a tiny
I guess
difference.
I guess he texted kind of sounds like he only sent one text
Mhm. Yeah.
a little bit. So if it's continuous, like you said, yeah. So it's in at the same time. At the same time.
Mhm. 'Cause here in the
So
example on the screen, they have the double
mhm,
continuous. And
yeah.
so, yeah, this sounds like the entire movie, the person for the
mhm,
whole movie, the person was texting. He's probably a
exactly.
teenager. Ha, ha, ha,
Yeah.
ha, ha. Just
Whereas
kidding.
he texted probably sounds like maybe he just texted a tiny bit, like for a minute. So that's why
Yeah.
this is the whole time through.
Yeah.
Okay. Really good though, guys. That's excellent.
So yeah, you guys had this lesson was nice for you guys. You did a great job.
Mm.
Good review. So if we want take this away and we can take it away
Yeah,
to ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
perfect.
So,
Exactly.
excellent work with past simple, past continuous today. a lot of practice. And I think this is maybe one of the most vocal, if I can use that word, vocal groups that I have had since I have begun webinars. Almost like
Yeah.
crazy, trying to show everyone's answers.
But it's
So,
great. Like thank you for sharing with us kind of your mini biographies. And it's really good to practice going through that and speaking about
oh,
your experiences. Like we said with the present perfect, don't worry, it's quite difficult, but it's something that we practice a lot of going up through the levels. 6, 7, 8, 9. We keep practicing.
oh, and here comes the love. Here comes the love. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
You make us feel so nice. Thank you so much for joining us. It was such a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Hope to see you guys again. Have a great day. Come back. Say hi. Oh, look at all this love. There's tons of love that just came through. That feels good. That feels
Yeah,
good.
love it.
Thank you so much. And see
Thanks,
you guys
guys.
next
Bye.
time.
Have a fantastic day. Have a great afternoon. See you
Bye.